Welcome back to the Voice of Metal, where we talk about all things metal or the people of metal themselves, which actually reminds me, I do appreciate each and every one of the people that do like and subscribe. It does mean a lot to me. Just so you know, without those people, the people that are subscribed, shows that the more people I have, the more people we get for the channel, the more likelihood it is I can convince rock stars themselves to come on and talk to me personally. And I still got to figure out before then some of the issues I've been having, which I think one is a new system so that way it won't be so laggy. I think it's something to do with the hard drive being super slow. Um, I want to try to do this live, and I'm not certain if I can or not, but I am recording them. Sometimes I'll post it online. A couple times I forgot to go live and start recording, so I upload it later. But I'm hoping to have it live, so that way, whenever the artist and me, the two of us can get together on a time, that we can actually maybe maybe some people in the audience can ask questions or some topics they'd like to know about them, the artists themselves personally. I think that'd be really cool because a lot of times with um, the artists, they have like some songs that have a certain meaning behind them, a certain message behind them. And sometimes the title doesn't always describe what the song's about. Sometimes the lyrics itself is a better, how you say, way of presenting that music that way. So that's part of the reason why I want to do this because not only does it give the opportunity for the artists themselves to be known as a person, as an individual, and we all have our struggles and some of the messages behind those songs. And speaking of which, just so you know that people that are struggling, please, 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 please do me a favor. Check out this QR code. This is for Carla Harvey's website, her artwork. Pretty girls do ugly things. Um, Part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that I help artists out. Period. If I can. I know she doesn't have insurance, which a lot of musicians don't, especially the smaller ones to medium sized bands that are not super huge. Even though I know some people have people that are fairly well known in the music industry, which they're not as well known. Because I know, because I've asked them, do you know who this is? And I go, nope, nope, not at all. And I was at the concert where this person's significant other was at, just out of curiosity's sake. But anyway, um, it was kind of rather interesting to see how many people really knew. There's a lot of bands that they're out there that a lot of people don't know, and one of the things I'd like to do is not only have people that are know a lot of these bands already, but for those maybe that one don't know about metal to sorry, explore metal music that may not have the opportunity to, or even find a new band that they didn't know existed. I know a lot of people do like the lighter kind of more popular, more record label industry bands out there, but there's so many more that people don't even realize are out there, and they got some really good music out there. So, um, a lot of the lists that I've been doing are some of those bigger bands, but I try to express about different bands like Raven Black, King 810, Machine Head's fairly well known. They're fairly big. Bloody Wood was not well known, but I think they're getting to the point where they're making that threshold crossing where they're getting to be a lot bigger than most people, and most people come out to see them. Not only that, it's who is it? Oh, Owls and Aliens is another one. Pretty Dead Girl. She just got herself on XM Sirius satellite radio, which I'm really happy to hear. And I'm really proud of the band for to accomplishing that goal. And I would love to have them on here to talk to. I know I kind of mentioned it a little bit to each one of the band members while I was out there, because there wasn't a large gathering. Because apparently the guy from the security was saying that usually if they have some local bands, it kind of pulls in people from the local area to see the bigger bands, because all these are pretty big size bands. Which, well, for a small band, I guess it's bigger than a local, which is really really small. And then there's like the small bigger bands, and then there's the medium sized bands. Usually the medium to small are the ones that take the usually end up going to the smaller venues. It depends on who's playing with who. It's kind of like Obituary. They were at the Oriental Theater when I went, and now they're actually going to be at Red Rocks, I think, with a bigger band, which I've never heard of them. They're like a Viking style band. I got to hear some of their music. I kind of played some of it, but their thing is a little higher. The ticket prices are a little higher, and you don't get that sense of intimacy like you do the smaller venues. I mean, when I first saw one of my favorite, well, at the time favorite bands. Now I'm no longer a fan for certain reasons. I ain't gonna say why, because I'm not gonna get. I don't want anybody mad at me. Um, Basically, when I saw them for the first time, it was a really great experience because it was really close, and I got to see Tantric, and also Hydra the Hero. I think I say the name. Really phenomenal guy, really great songs. And he's gotten to be a lot bigger than he was before. He even sung a song with Chad Gray from Mudvayne, and I thought that was really really cool. It's one of I think his songs actually that they redid, and he got to sing on there. I always have like the ones where they have featuring this person, featuring that person, which there is one artist that I have listened to that she's played in what 3 or 4 different songs now that are not a part of her main band, and she sung on those, and I thought that was really cool. One was John Five, which actually, speaking of which, he's going to be coming to town, which he's not in a big venue because by himself he's not as big as Rob Zombie, which we all know. John Five's part of Rob Zombie. The only thing is rather interesting from what I know, from what I've heard from people that I know, said he's kind of can be a kind of a jerk, but I don't know. But he was seemed to be pretty nice to certain individuals because they wanted her in his song, and it wasn't really that much in it. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of interesting how some of this stuff kind of falls into place. People know each other, this, that, and the other. Um, I know like Infected Rain, very good band. A lot of people don't know them. Um, I'm trying to think of some of their. There's a new one that I just listened to just recently, and I gotta figure. I gotta remember the name because I can't remember. I can't. I'm not sure if I can pronounce it, but they're really unique. They have a certain kind of a semi-heavy sound, but then they also have a little bit lighter sound, but not so light that it sounds like Sleep Token or Motionless in White. Which they're all good bands. I think a lot of it is I'm just not used to hearing the lighter stuff from a guy. I mean, the women I'm used to hearing lighter, kind of more of a softer tone. I'm just not into that. I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Who knows? But anyway, I just figured I'd share all that. It's kind of cool to get people used to knowing new bands and things like that because it's kind of cool. And for me, that's what I do. I'm trying to explore new realms. Um, Let me see. Where is my list here? Oh, this is only 10. I thought I had 20 prepared. You know what? Okay. The descriptions, it kind of messed up on it a little bit. I was trying to get a description for some of these. I wanted to have Machine Head in here too because they got some really good stuff. Yeah. This one only has 10. What's up with that? Okay, well, I will give you more detail from 10 on to 1 instead of. Okay, we're going to start from number 20 with Machine Head. Leviathan, It doesn't look like Leviathan. Somebody said it's Leviathan, but it looks like Davison. Davidian. Who knows? Um, I'm not even sure if the live chat's working. So if Clover is on here, I apologize. So or anybody else that's watching, because you can hear me, but I can't see you. So I haven't seen anything on chat. So that's just in case you guys watch the video later on. I don't have to, you guys. I don't want anybody upset with me for ignoring them. Because I'm not the type of person to do that. Anyway, basically that song is about religious fascism, uh, blind faith, the dangers and warning against extreme ideology. I can't speak right. Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of interesting. Now this the number 19 is rather interesting because I've never heard this one. Well, I might have, and I just didn't know it. Called "The Dying from This Dying Soil," and that's from Machine Head as well. Environmental destruction, humanity's impact, and urging awareness and change. So it's kind of a getting in there and talking about the environment stuff, which reminds me he is a very big advocate when it comes to certain things, especially about racism and things like that, which I'm really happy to see. He's the guy that actually backs things up. And he also had an interview with somebody, I don't know where it was at, or a personal message to people out there about the big bands that certain individuals who I'm not going to name have already mentioned about certain key words that they said with white in them, said it was about wine. And he said there was no wine back there. He said there was no wine at all. It's like it says, and here we are allowing somebody to get away with that. And this is people got to be called out for that. I agree. I totally agree with that. And I forgot his name now, from the lead singer from Machine Head, but yeah, that's what he was talking about. And it makes you wonder if said people that are in said groups would still be playing with them if they're really that way, because said people are involved with other said people, and you'd think they would support that because of who they were. Just saying. And I'm hoping that may comes across nicely, because I'm just surprised. That's all, and surprised of other things too. But there's a lot of things in life I'm surprised about, because the deep down inside that we got to try to do our best to be the best us as we can as individuals, and if that means backing down off of something, but even though it means lots of money, yeah. But I've also got some investments that are probably in companies that probably don't treat their employees very well, unfortunately. For me, only because the fact that they're in a super, I usually use ETFs, which means that they get rid of old stuff that's not making as much money. So, unfortunately, it's sad but true. But they can make a change if they want to, just like all these other songs that are on here, right? Machine Heads, number 18, A Nation Divided. Societal division, political unrest, and questioning unity and extremism. I have a feeling that I know kind of what that's just about what I was just talking about, which is about what said people said. I'm not going to say their name. I'm not going to go there. You all know. I've already talked about this before. And there was a big uproar. And there actually were not allowed to sing in certain countries because of that statement he made, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't want him there either. At least the singer, anyway. Number 17 is Cult of Luna, Mariner, Lost, Longing, Life Cycles, Offering, Solstice, and Acceptance. I think I know what that's about. See, this one's a very vivid, just a summary of what it's about. Number 16 is Parkway Drive, Atlantis, Responsibilities, Burdens, Societal Expectations, and standing for beliefs. To me, it sounds like it probably has something to do with the environment, from what it seems like. Number 15 is Behemoth, OV, Fire and the Void. I'm not sure if I said that. Ovid, Fire and the Void. Religious dogma, external dread, and meanings of godless cosmos. Number 14 is Mahogany. See, I have a hard time I don't know why I have a hard time pronouncing that one. Make sure. Oops.
Meshuggah.
Meshuggah. Don't look at me. To me, it looks like something totally different. And the song is called Bleed, from Externalism, Human Fertility in a Vast Universe. Okay. I'm not sure what that means. 13 is... See, there's another one that I can't pronounce. I gotta start finding out how to pronounce these before I get on here.
Alcest.
Alcest? Okay, make sure I said it right. And then the title is Kodaman, I think is how you pronounce that. Watch I get it wrong.
Kodama.
Kodama. Okay, Kodama is a song about mental breakdown, rebirth, and questioning reality and existence. Interesting. That's definitely different. Oh, my son would love this one. Number 12, Deftones. He is a big Deftones fan, I guess. He kind of got, I don't know how he found them, probably from some of his friends at school before he left high school. Change in the House of Flies, addiction, self-destruction, and addiction's internal turmoil. Interesting. That kind of reminds me of Sleeping with the Enemy from the Butcher Babies. It's kind of along the same size, except that it's not really an addiction. It's more of a suicidal type thoughts and things like that. Your inner, how you say, turmoil with yourself, so to speak, is what that one's about, which I think is a really good song. It is a really cool video, actually. They did a good job with it. Number 12 is, number 11 is Katatonia. I think I said that right. Dead and Kings, Loneliness, Societal Alienation, and Finding Connection. Interesting. Now, this is the next one I'm going to talk about or mention is one I thought was a song about religion, or the band's itself was religion. Which is rather interesting. Lamb of God is Walk With Me in Hell, a controversial confrontational look at society's hypocrisy and corruption, hypocrisy and corruption, questioning the very notion of morality and justice. Quite a bit of that reminds me of, well, the reason why is if you listen to the lyrics in the song, it talks that you'll never be alone and to walk with me in hell. But hell, I'm not sure if he's in hell and they're trying to save him by going through that. And the walk with me, you'll never be alone, kind of reminds me of what something God would say to somebody he's protecting from sin or corruption. That's what I took from that, which is kind of weird. This kind of doesn't sound the same in the description that I got from online. So I don't know. I mean, from the lyrics, it sounds, I don't know. I guess it depends on how you read it. I know it's kind of like artwork. It's always subjective by the person itself. Sometimes, it's like one of those things, just like, well, do you see what I see? Or